Dragon Age Veilguard, despite what the media wants you to believe, is not BioWare's return to form. It is not a 10 out of 10, and it is most certainly not Game of the Year. It is a woke shit show. It is more woke than the average American public middle school in an inner city, in fact. It is absolutely just a lot of modern day isms and whatnots.
The other day, I received a phone call from somebody who works at BioWare. They reached out to me directly, and I confirmed from their actual official Twitter account, so I can confirm with you guys personally. Take it or leave it if you don't believe me, by the way, that I spoke to someone on the inside at BioWare, and they let me know that the situation going on there is so dire that he didn't know who to turn to. He watched my
Yeah, this is expected. Again, we see the Steam charts for Dragon Age Veilguard because, again, PlayStation, Xbox, that game, Dragon Age Veilguard can be the #1 most played game there, and that literally means nothing because that still means that roughly 5 people are playing it, okay? What matters is Steam. And the fact that Dragon Age Veilguard has hit, by the way, an all-time new high for concurrent players, which I didn't think is going to happen. I did not think it's going to hit the 77K player barrier. Currently, as of now, it is 84K or something, which is not a lot more, but I'm surprised it even actually managed to overtake that 77 mark, okay? But again, people don't understand this. Dragon Age Veilguard should have been a game that's literally currently played by 350,000 people at the same time. Not a measly 80K. People don't understand how bad the situation is, and it is not going to get better. And by the way, this increase in numbers is after some people have reported that BioWare is giving Dragon Age Veilguard copies for free in some specific instances to people. Yeah, it's really bad.
My videos, enjoys what I do, and thought I'd be a good source to at least be an outlet and get the word out there at just how bad it really is on the inside of BioWare. What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode.
And by the way, we know what this means for the next Mass Effect game. We know what this means. Because the people who made Dragon Age Veilguard, with all of their gorgeous pronouns, are now literally shipped off to help with Mass Effect. Mass Effect is dead.
Of Smash JT, and many of you probably watched Endymion's video the other day talking about this phone call that I had, and there was a little bit of confusion because when I gave some of the information to Endymion, he just wanted to keep it all private. He thought that I didn't want anyone to know that, and I'm like, no. I want you to keep the source private. I don't care if you tell people that I talked to him. I mean, hell, get my name out there. Sure, I'm breaking the story. Totally cool with me, but whatever, it's fine. I don't really care. The most important part is getting the information out there. And what was told to me on this phone call?
What was told to him is that the people at BioWare, like their coffee black, exactly like their dicks. Yeah. It's beautiful, ain't it? Modern day isms.
Blew my mind. Hit that subscribe, give me a like.
Probably nothing here is honestly gonna blow my mind. I mean, well, what's it gonna be? Toxic positivity? BioWare is denying that the masses hate it and think it's just a small minority. The people at the top secretly understand it's over. What exactly is it going to be? Because we have seen all the pure permutations that can happen in situations like this already. So it's just going to be funny.
Like and check out smashjt.com for the full article going over with the fine-tooth comb a nearly hour-long phone call that I had with a source working at BioWare who has been on the Dragon Age the Veilguard project since the beginning. Well, not since it was Dreadwolf, but since the beginning of the Veilguard. And in the phone call, his voice was a mix of frustration and despair, not knowing who to turn.
Also, this is... You know what's going to happen? The source is going to say, oh, I didn't want to make this all woke. You chose to work there. You chose to work there. I have absolutely zero sympathy to give you. You chose to work there and help make it woke. Because you were afraid to lose your job. You could have found another job. You could have looked for a new job while you're working at that game. Okay? But you chose not to. You chose to just stand at the sidelines, allow the world to become a worse place because you were afraid. Because, oh my god, I can't be bothered to put in any effort into anything I do. And now you're like, oh, the situation was so bad. I'm not woke, but yeah, you're a spinal coward. That's who you are.
To or who to even talk to, because he can't trust actual professional journalists out there, because they're anything but that. They're part of this cult. They are one and the same. You need to get out of that bubble and talk to actual normal people and let
normal gay man, as the shirt says,
others know this is what's happening with the entire video game industry. An employee at BioWare reached out to me via DM on their official Twitter account, and I could confirm from that they were exactly who they...
God, I would pump her full of seed. Okay, listen, I know she's barely human. I know she's a hot elf MILF mom. And I know she, again, the biggest part is that she seemingly is barely honestly dead. The character, you know, she's definitely, knock on wood, and arguably not even human levels of intelligence. But my god, would that not stop me from making probably the worst offspring that the world has ever seen? I would have no regrets.
Claim to be.
And that is also the only good part about this game. The fact that I kind of want this piece of elf MILF pussy, okay? That is the only good part about this absolute cluster F of a game. Also, by the way, you know that this is my standard for measuring things, and I did try to measure things. And popular things have a lot of Rule 34. But this game has 14, and more than half of it is gay stuff. So, this game is ridiculously unpopular, okay? This game is ridiculously unpopular.
That they were exactly who they claimed to be. And from that, we scheduled a phone call. A call that ended up lasting nearly an hour long. He wanted to let me know about the situation going on at BioWare right now, because he felt so helpless to fight back alone. And from what he told me about BioWare today, it paints a very dire picture of what's going on behind the scenes at the offices there. He claimed that the company is intentionally discriminating against...
Look at those birthing hymns, boys. I mean, just damn, baby, look!
Men, and selectively hiring individuals who parrot and embrace the specific ideology that the higher-ups are demanding.
Sounds like what's going to happen to Elder Scrolls 6, by the way. A video about that also is going to be on this channel. Probably after this video, or maybe before this video, but yes. Elder Scrolls 6 is pretty much confirmed now that I look into the details that it's going to be as woke of a mess as BioWare. Man, and it's going to be sad.
Personally reached out to me after watching my videos, and he...
Also, the hell is this? Is this me, or is this... No,
emphasized the importance of...
Oh, this... okay. It was me somehow. YouTube, hello?
Of speaking out against what he referred to as the woke virus that's run amok in these offices, infecting the entire game industry on the whole. He's been somebody who's worked in the industry for decades, and this is something that he's talking about, seeing it as a new frontier coming in and sweeping through everywhere, not just BioWare.
Wait, have we been watching the video from the start that not the right quality? I guess that doesn't matter.
The contacts he has, he communicates with other people like him in the industry, seeing this happen, and they're saying it's happening at many other game companies right now. They're all suffering from the same issue. He told me that they're promoting liberal, white, typically trans, or at least queer, or at least on the LGBTQ plus ZYXA.
You know what's my favorite, mental illness, by the way? It's not binary. You just get to say that, and there you go. You don't have to do anything. You're one of them, but you literally don't even have to try, okay? You don't even have to put a shitty wig on, okay? It's so easy. I'm non-binary. Well, how prove it? How can I? It's so stupid.
Spectrum, women, and holding down everybody else, including even some gay men.
You know what I, by the way, hate about this game? It's these options. This shit is so poorly written, honestly, it doesn't matter what you pick. Because what you pick is not gonna represent what's being said, okay? You good, Tosh? Like, what do you think this leads to? Well, the reality is no one knows. It could be a romance. It could be a romance option. It could be honestly anything almost. Nothing written here is even remotely close to what is going to be said after you pick the option. It's so bad.
Including even some gay men, if they didn't go into the LGBT and go trans and make sure that they were part of the club. It depends on a few variables, but the greatest takeaway I had from it all was it's all based off of sexual identity. None of it has anything to do with the creativity of making a game.
Yes, we kind of already knew this, or at least suspected it for the most part.
The insider disclosed that BioWare's corporate culture has become more woke than anyone could ever have possibly imagined, even seeing some of the stuff from Dragon Age: The Veilguard. According to him, the identity politics at play within the company are more intense than any current level of public perception suggesting. And it's now reached a point where BioWare themselves is singularly focused on hiring based off of gender and ideological compliance. Like it's part of the test to get into the company for new people that they're hiring. And even when
yeah, we know this. For example, this has been happening for years in Hollywood. How many people have come out and just literally blatantly said this, by the way, right? Also, should I do it like this? This or whatever. Okay, this is fine, boys, right? This has been happening in Hollywood for literally years. People working in Hollywood get asked what they identify as constantly, and if you identify as a white man, you're probably gonna get fired. So everyone in Hollywood inside of it identifies as something else, otherwise you're gonna get fired. Okay? It's not about how good you are at the job. It's not about how much you can destroy the company by being a part of it. It's literally just about, do you think your wiener should be there or not?
Went into talking about how the current employees, his co-workers, ask questions and talk about openly at the office LGBTQ, the gay stuff that they're into, and things they do when they close the bedroom door.
If I was a millionaire and I had my own company, you know what I would do? I would endorse all of this mental illness. And the people who would identify as, you know, for example, a man as a woman, I would force a gender reassignment surgery on them. Very simple. Very cool.
Out in the open, like just there for people to talk about, and it like makes them feel.
I think we need to force these things upon people who say they're the wrong gender. Okay, we need to save these people. We need to help them. And I think that's gonna fix a lot of problems. Well, speed up nature healing.
Feel uncomfortable to the point of being like, can I even say anything about this? It's kind of weird that it's become so acceptable in the office hallways, water cooler talk. It's literally everywhere. He stated that men are excluded entirely from the conversations unless they identify as some sort of non-traditional gender or orientation. And at BioWare, as I was told from him, they're only interested in hiring people they can control within the company. They want what they can be considered a cultist, because only the people that parrot and embrace the exact same ideologies are the people they can trust there. It's like creepy, the things he was telling me and how the day-to-day work life.
By the way, again, we're gonna later on watch an article about Elder Scrolls Online and what it's gonna mean for Elder Scrolls 6, and pretty much all of the points he is being told are kind of gonna be echoed by the CEO of that company. All of them.
Is not even a job at a company or at a game company. Around the water cooler, like, don't drink the Kool-Aid over there because you don't know how bad it's going to be. Have a thought on a different direction.
It's going to be worse than Jamestown, okay? It's not going to kill you. It's going to make your dick fall off.
You want to go with the game or what you think could work better? You want to question any female voices at the company or step out of the proverbial lines that have been drawn?
Listen, I would never question this. I would do my best to avoid whatever the hell is this.
You are on your way out. And it reminds me oddly specifically about the insider that
By the way, the best part is if I was in the games industry and I would have been a coder, aka chose the worst profession ever because coders are completely worthless. I'm sorry, not sorry. It's true, and you will learn that as a coder one day when you understand that you are literally not even appreciated in your own industry. Also, ChatGPT exists and it's better than you. Fuck off. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah. If I was in this industry in America, I would be so happy because you can sue for discrimination. And these lawsuits are so often won. Companies don't even actually want to go in these lawsuits. They just kind of give up and settle. If you're a white man and you got fired because of clear and obvious discrimination in a company, fucking sue their ass. You're gonna win. Most people who currently sue for discrimination for being a white dude actually win. It's free money.
Reached out to me from Firewalk Studios and the environment that was going on there, where anybody who is a straight white male, or not even white, if you're black too, if you're straight and you don't agree directly with all these cult mentalities, you are on the way out and you're going to be somebody blackballed in the entire game industry because It has run amok throughout. So much for that diversity thing, right? The atmosphere at BioWare, he continued, had grown more extreme since Corinne Bush took the directional helm for Dragon Age the Veilguard. And according to my source, Bush's leadership marked a huge change in the atmosphere at BioWare.
No shit. No shit, your leader's deranged. Wow.
Giving preference to anyone who identified as gender non-conforming, and it even intensified the focus further on ideological adherence over merit and talent.
By the way, the idea that you just need to be gender not conforming, which literally means, oh, you are different from the normie, or the cis, or whatever you want to call it. That's just such a blatant giveaway that it doesn't matter as long as you just don't identify as normal people. That's all that it matters, okay? Gender, when someone hails someone for being gender non-conformant, you know it's the most purest form of BS.
The shift was, according to him, deteriorating the studio's environment and completely eroding BioWare's once prestigious reputation in the industry, one that he has been a part of for years. So it's not somebody that just got hired off the street, just starting first day on the job, never worked in the game industry before, and doesn't know what he's doing. No, this guy has experienced the game industry for a long time, and he's been at BioWare for over 4 years, according to him, and he's seen it go straight downhill.
Well, to be honest, you know what I would actually do if I worked in the American? I would push for this because, again, I have said this many times. Hey, if communist or whatever the fuck bullshit ideology wins and sweeps over the world, I'm gonna be living a better life because I will be able to fake that shit so easily, okay? If I was in the game industry, I would actually just, I would just push the extremes higher because I know I would be able to get away with it because I have no moral compass and it shows in situations like this, especially against people I don't like, okay? I would make them lynch each other so easily, okay? I would be the greatest victim of all times. It wouldn't even be close. And I would just get higher positions based on being woke. It would be beautiful.
He went on to describe BioWare being a corpse being worn by EA yes-men and filled with cult-like pandering weirdos. It wasn't anything like he had signed on for all those years ago. He even shared a personal story about how he was called into HR to discuss a situation that a female coworker at the office complained about him and said he made her feel uncomfortable in order to ensure her job was safe and, more importantly, holding him down below her, even though, according to him, he did nothing wrong at all. In a weird way, it could be described as a modern form of corporate slavery. Like, I even asked him that. I was like, this kind of feels like slavery in a way, where all these masters at the office are making sure that you are in line, in your place, and you're not allowed to say anything that steps out of line because you will be excommunicated from the cult. And
if someone did that, I would just say, I have never met this person, but she hates me because I'm queer. There you go. There you go. Instantaneous win. And then I would call her a secret Trump supporter, and she would be fired, probably, and it would be glorious.
Like I said,
it's that easy, because you need to understand, these people don't expect that anyone's actually going to fire back at them. That is the funniest part about that.
Balled out of the entire industry, to which he said, yeah, that's actually a perfect way to explain it. He went on to...
Soon, sociopaths are going to actually catch up on the fact that they can just do this sort of stuff that I'm talking about and make a pretty easy living, and it's going to be hilarious. Or arguably, that has already happened.
Tell me that the person that complained about him was a female employee that was clearly, visibly, mentally unhinged and would claim anything to get ahead. And he couldn't say anything about it because he knew that road only went one way. Sounds like a really great work environment for people. I mean, I guess it's fine if you're like a hardcore liberal LGBTQ woman and that's your environment. I'm sure it's great for you. But anybody that's like, not that? It sounds like hell. The Insider noted that under the structure currently, BioWare's latest release, Dragon Age: The Veilguard, serves less like an immersive RPG experience and more like a propaganda piece, aligning with the ideology of the company's leadership. Corinne Bush is a transsexual man that claims to now be a woman. And now, because of that, they want to inject that and see themselves in everything they work on. And all the videos that have been releasing in Veilguard showing everyone exactly what it's all about pretty much exposes the agenda with all of it.
She's still holding the ruby in her other hand.
Beautiful.
Maker's panties.
Maker's panties.
Oh.
Oh. That's my wife right there, boys. Completely brain damaged, and I love her.
Ah, shit. They're still holding it. Sorry.
He went on to talk about how they didn't care to make the game fun anymore. They rewrote it over and over again, changing the script, redoing the work he had to do over and over again, every time, getting worse and worse from his perspective. But he put up with it because he was already so in deep with the project that it was kind of like, hey, I'm still getting a paycheck. I can still keep doing this while I keep my options open elsewhere. And there's kind of a...
Exactly. You should have found a place to keep your options open elsewhere.
Level of...
There always is a place elsewhere.
Feeling like you're a part of something. You put so much work into it, so much years and so much time to just up and quit.
That is the wrong mentality, okay? You being a part of something, you being someone, you know, from a team of people that make something doesn't mean that they're your family, okay? You better be able to just quit on the spot, because that's the best choice, okay? Never get swept up in your job. Your job is your job. It's there to give you money, not there to make friends, have a second fucking family, and all that other BS.
Quit and leave is kind of hard to do, so I can totally understand where he's coming from first perspective to just be like, yeah, I'll put up with this for a little bit longer, but I can't wait to get the hell out of here because this environment is horrific. Dragon Age: The Veilguard is, for all intents and purposes, genuine propaganda. It's not even a game at this point. It's on the same level as Dustborn, which is crazy because many people thought that the game of Dustborn was just an aberration, but...
Yeah, dude, it's crazy because Dustborn intentionally was super woke. This game tries to completely normalize and incorporate being a complete lunatic into real life and normalize it. And we see the outcome. And this outcome is, well, where are the pitchfork?
No, it looks like in 2024, games like this...
She's doing a barb! Look at this! She's doing a barb!
Becoming propaganda are becoming a trend more than something that's a one-off. These issues may be affecting BioWare's stability, and he mentioned that there's a growing talk within the company of incoming cutbacks. No one feels comfortable right now, and the entire company is a house of cards.
Again, look at those birthing hits. I mean, she was literally bred on this world to do one thing.
After nearly 10 years in development, scrapping Dragon Age Dreadwolf and starting over multiple times, EA is going to have to make some tough decisions moving forward. According to my source, these are all tied to the mismanagement of the excessive focus on hiring practices that prioritized ideological alignment over skill, completely draining BioWare of its ability to sustain any meaningful creative output.
And good riddance.
If you're a very talented developer and you're not a crazy person, and you see all these woke narcissists surrounding you at the company, you might be like, it's not really the job for me anymore. I might want to get out of here. And because of that, they're losing quality talent because they don't want to be around these psychos. With Dragon Age the Veilguard finally out now, it has garnered a peak player count of just over 70,000 players on launch day, which I'm sure there's going to be some people that say, yeah, that's pretty good numbers. 70K,
that's really bad.
A lot of games would kill for that. But you gotta think, this game has been in development hell for nearly a decade, and the company's alleged internal troubles are soon about to...
Yeah, this trash is gonna probably... There's gonna probably be, what's it called? A report, leak or something about that confirms that this crap most likely took somewhere from 300 to 450 million to make. 100%. Because all of the remaking something like this so many times, scratching it and whatnot, and finding Trian's leads for Trian's characters because that's very important and shit like that. All of that just goes one direction, okay? And that is expensive. Expensive.
Overshadow.
Also, not to mention, most likely BioWare had to take a loan. No one knows from where. Maybe EA gave them the loan, but I kind of doubt it, honestly. But if your budget is, I don't know, like 400K, 400 million, and you have taken a loan to do this, that means on release day, if you have only made 200 million, that means that that rest of the 200 mil that you have lost is gonna grow every day because you still haven't paid off the loans that you have taken. So, good luck with that.
Any initial numbers that people could be considering positive. Because you gotta think, 70K is great for a game that was in development for 2, 3, even 4 years. But you start going to the 5, 6, 7, 8 years, 70K isn't gonna cut it. These numbers...
And it's a AAA studio.
Numbers showing up right now aren't anywhere close to where they need to be to sustain the company after sinking so much money into the project that they did to get to this point. But regardless of that, it does play into the overall perception of what's going on at BioWare right now and the employees that are being either pushed out or needing to ideologically align with these crazy psycho activists, these...
Yeah, well, anyway, that was normal Game Man right there in front of your eyes. Trust me, don't read. And that was also some Magically House Smash JT. 10 out of 10. Have a nice day. Bye!